2 minutes more of tea, okay, Margarita? Just calm your shit.
I like my tea.
All right. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Twin Shadows Podcast. This is episode 3, Playing with Misfits. How's everybody
Playing
doing?
with Misfits. That sounds familiar. That sounds like a familiar title there, Tom.
It definitely is. It may be recycled from somewhere,
Oh.
but I mean, no one's ever going to know. But yeah, Margarita, how are you doing?
Good.
You just woke up, so how are you feeling?
Yeah.
How are you feeling
I
today?
mean, I'm okay. I woke up like a couple hours ago now. Start like now. But
Yeah.
I do want tea because it has caffeine, supposedly.
You need the. Why are you talking so weird?
I'm not.
I like how these huge things are on the way, these huge
I
soap
know.
cans, because I'm just looking over at Margarita like,
You're just doing like the eyes. I can
Yeah.
see Tom though. Like face. I'm good. Though I'm tired.
Okay, so how's your new job working out?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
new
it.
job. Cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
Steven,
I just
buddy,
sit in an office.
What's up, buddy?
how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just got off work.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. I'm not tired.
Why are you
It's
talking
okay.
weird?
How am I talking weird?
See?
Because you did it to her. You know, she's getting back
Haha.
at you.
Don't do that. That's mean, Margarita.
Why are you moving your mic after all that work?
Because I'm stupid.
So,
See?
it's all right.
Thanks for putting me on blast. So what do we have to drink, Tom?
We got an assortment of beverages in front of us. We have some Ballast Point blonde ales, some Dogfish Head Indian brown ale. We got
Oh,
a
yeah.
shot of rum that we're going to be doing in just a moment.
Dogfish head.
We
all
got
right.
glasses of water, of course, and we have some tea steeping as well.
And in fact, I think it's time to pour some of that tea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just drop that on top.
Oh, what the hell?
You never used one of those before?
I didn't know that's how you did it.
See, dude, there's plenty for you to have a cup. And there you go. Tea is poured. But first,
Oh, man.
everybody, take your shot glass.
And this is good old Kraken.
Kraken
You know-
rum.
Man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, me and my buddy Charlie, our buddy Charlie who did the light on the movie, we have a thing that we never disturb the Kraken.
Yeah?
Last time we almost died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Here's to the Kraken.
to death.
Cheers.
To death.
Oh, that wasn't that bad.
I wasn't paying attention. That tastes like cough syrup.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wait, it got to me. I have goosebumps.
here's what ails you.
Oof.
So, good thing that everyone's doing good.
Yeah.
It's always good.
Anyone have anything new going on they wanted to bring up for the podcast? Anything
Oh.
Yeah?
I want to do a song.
you want to?
You're going to do a song right now.
You're gonna do a song
No,
for us?
but like, this is how we open. It'd be kind of fun.
I want to hear you sing right now.
Yeah, do it.
You just heard me sing.
I think you need to do
Yeah.
a song.
Do our intro.
Let's hear it, Marga.
You
Here,
want me to drop it?
Tom, lay a beat.
All right.
Lay a fat beat.
Okay.
I don't know how to sing over beats.
You don't?
A cappella for me. I'm just kidding.
Just feel it, girl. Just
Okay.
feel it.
Let's go. We're at TSP. We're about to drink tea.
What?
All right.
What happened to the beat?
Oh,
And you just jumped the gun.
I
You
just-
had to
he
go
just-
acapella.
I thought she was like gonna do acapella. Like I didn't know we were doing.
Oh,
the
I
beat.
thought he was already like, I felt the beat and then,
She felt the rhythm.
I could do Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
What's that?
Okay, let's hear that. Are you farting or are you singing right now?
Wait, hold on.
I don't know. I think we're gonna have to have our audience members. We're gonna have to have Luis, our one listener, tell us what he thinks. Did Tom succeed or was this total fail?
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
I could also do Castlevania.
Do it.
Well, now we just gotta hear.
How are you doing that?
With his butthole.
Oh,
Can't you tell?
yeah.
Tom is currently doing a handstand, butt naked. His cheeks are clenching. The whistle is coming out.
That's all I got.
That should be our intro.
Okay.
Actually, I think we might have to cut that into something. Oh wait, is it that copyright though, right?
No.
I don't
I
know.
don't-
I did it with all my own.
All your own instrument?
Yeah, exactly. So, you guys want to pull out your scripts and we'll do our homework for the week?
Homework for the week. Well,
Yeah.
weren't we gonna? Yes. About the homework.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
That's fine.
I kind of forgot. So, what do you think of the idea where we do yours this week, Margarita's next week, and then mine the last week? And you can really milk this whole script thing down, you know?
Sure, yeah, let's do that.
All right, okay, good.
Okay.
I like that.
Cover you, cover me. So, the way this is going to work is I'm going to be reading the action. Steven will be reading the role of Johnny, and Margarita will be reading the role of Scarlet.
All right, so we're already starting this, huh? I thought we were getting like, kind of get in the mood,
Yeah.
loosen up a little bit.
Loosen up, you guys.
Talk some more.
I
and-
know
Yeah,
how to
talk about
listen
that.
up.
We're jumping right into this, huh?
You could. We got.
Look, I can barely do this.
You guys want to talk some more about other stuff then?
I mean, it's up to Margarita.
I kind of want to drink a tiny bit more before I start doing this.
See,
Because then
Okay.
She needs
maybe
that
I'll be
liquid
like,
courage.
Okay,
But
you
then-
goddamn fool,
well, that brings
Johnny.
us.
so
Man, I am fucking feeling it.
yeah,
Woo!
good.
But I did want to talk about something.
Yeah.
We discussed a topic last podcast,
Yeah,
and it was one of the biggest faux pas in Oscar history.
Faux pas?
The big discussion.
Oh.
this was. Are you bringing up La La Land versus Moonlight?
Yes.
Okay.
So now, because
Did you
apparently,
watch Moonlight?
No.
well, apparently with the Oscar mishap, right,
wanted
is
to.
they had a fake envelope, right? They have dummy award winners.
Really?
Maybe even all the award winners. That would make sense. Because then why would they have a dummy Moon or La La Land? Like, why that one of all of them?
Oh, I don't know.
See?
I thought that they just
Had a
no, like
envelope
it
for
says
everyone?
it says the movies or something, and then in the middle it's like it says Moonlight, but they read the top part or something.
No, they have fake ones to throw off anyone like trying to steal the results.
Oh, kind of like they make an envelope with every possible winner or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the only way, right? Like how?
I really
like
don't
isn't
know.
that weird? Anyways, but that does bring up a big discussion point
Okay.
because it really was Moonlight versus
La
La La Land. So
I did watch La La Land, which was what I
Yeah.
was told to do, and then Steven did watch Moonlight,
I
which
did.
I have seen before. La La Land was pretty good. I hated the singing for the most part.
same thing Margarita said in a future episode. Maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of the singing. The dancing was awesome. I liked all the dancing, and the acting was really good. I just really couldn't get into their singing part.
So do you think the singing brought you out of the movie?
No,
Okay.
actually,
Because that's a huge critique that I've heard from a few people, and I don't know if that necessarily matters, at least story wise and everything. Like
No, it doesn't.
maybe it matters because you know music
that-
and you know good vocals, but I don't
that-
think it matters within the larger sense.
and that also may be like part of the issue was that the musical aspects of the film didn't matter. Like they were there to be musical parts of the movie. Like
Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
Yeah,
So then why do you think they were cast then? Like why pick them and why
Because-
not like
well,
a
because they're
theater person?
A-listers.
no, they were
I
cast
thought so.
because
I think so too. But what do you think?
Maybe because they were A-listers, but other than that, their chemistry together, I thought they did pretty
Yes,
good.
they're like the other ones like them is Jennifer Lawrence and that guy's name. I like that guy a lot too, and I can't remember it right now.
He's in Silver Lining, right?
Yeah,
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper, right?
Okay.
Because those two also have really good chemistry, and they've been in like 3 or 4 movies
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Also, I just think they're really good actors
On their own.
to play actors,
Not only that,
right? Because
but- sorry to interrupt, but what I did notice about their acting is also in the movie, both of them are extremely emotive.
yes,
So immediately, just with their expression, both of them convey exactly how they feel.
yeah. Overall, though,
It's gonna beep again. I should put this on silent. I am so sorry.
Dude, I am fucking spinning right now.
oh shit.
Okay.
So for the most part, I did really enjoy La La Land. I liked the end a lot. I thought the story was pretty good.
Yeah.
I can see the criticisms because it's not really musical. Like it doesn't really. And they kind of touted it like it's this like resurgence of like a 1940s Singing in the Rain musical.
Yeah.
I think it is very musical. How many musical numbers did Singing in the Rain have?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
Like almost every single like part, but like the thing with Singing in the Rain,
sorry, go finish.
Their musical numbers are like extremely long to the point where like it takes you out of what Singing in the Rain is. Yeah. I think maybe that's why it makes it so like it's a classic. But I think a lot of the movies back then, it's just like their musical numbers were just so long, like 5 minutes. Like I know,
so then
which one is it? There's one part in Singing in the Rain where he's singing about how he's trying to like become famous, going door to door.
Yeah,
and it goes into like this big like thing where it just seems like it's a different movie that we're watching, and then it just cuts and then goes back to normal life.
So then how is that against La La Land? Are you saying the songs
for
are
La La
too
Land?
short?
I feel like that's what they were trying to do.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
That like, oh, we want to go back to that time. That's why this movie is so like cool now, and like, you know, that's what I feel like they're trying to do, but it just didn't work out the way those movies did, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with the talent that they had. I mean, I think Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone are really good, but I don't think they picked the right people. I think they just picked them so the movie could be seen.
Yeah, and definitely. I mean, I watch a lot of Emma Stone movies because Emma Stone's in it. I watch a lot of Ryan Gosling movies because he's in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I definitely see the pull for that. But I think that, well, one, I think the music was extremely good. Maybe you could say the vocals weren't good, but I think the lyrics were really good. And I think the orchestration of all the instruments was really good.
Yeah, see, that was my problem, was none of the songs were very catchy to me.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, there's that song, and then there's the song that Emma Stone sings for her audition.
Yeah.
It had that melody, and she's talking about like for the winner, the dreamers.
My problem was like right after the movie, I couldn't remember any of the songs, but I could remember all the visuals and the dancing. All that stuff was really good, but to me, none of the songs stuck out.
Yeah.
So the singing, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
That part, but everything else was really great. And now opposed to like, so now Moonlight. What'd you think of Moonlight?
It was a really good movie. Was it a really good movie?
No.
I don't know.
Parts of it were really good.
What I will say is that it was done very honestly, and it had a level of accuracy that felt true, and it had a very visceral feeling to it too.
Really? Because that was like my problem with the movie.
From what I understand, is the movie's somewhat autobiographical of the director.
Really?
Yeah, and you can definitely, and it felt like it was being honest, like it was from someone who comes from that kind of life, our world.
The director's a drug dealer?
Well, I don't know about any of that, but I know that he grew up in the ghetto. I know that the mom was basically based off of his own mom.
Yeah.
So, you know, there were truths there, and it definitely came across. And the subject matter, so thus the subject matters that it talked about, right? Because you have a movie basically about minorities, a movie about homosexuals, a movie about gay hood guys, you know, like just a lot of stuff that really,
the stigmatism of homosexuality and like and like
the hood.
Yeah, so it had like it had a ton of just different heavy subjects.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I think it was so honest, it was hard to ignore how true it was.
I guess, but I felt there were just parts of the story that weren't good.
Yeah.
And I felt like some things were just rushed. Where, like, honestly, if they had just made... To me, the strongest aspect of the film was the first act with him as a kid and, like, him kind of growing out of his shell.
Yeah.
And, like, finally actually having, like, he has, like, a father figure. The gangster guy's girlfriend, she's, like, taking care of him. She's, like, kind of, like, replacing the mom. Yeah. And then, like, that just, like, gets cut away. And then it cuts into the future and his life's completely different. And then I guess you could make an argument that's, like, that's what you're saying, where it's like very realistic, more true to life.
Yeah.
But to me, I was just like, I'm not interested in the kid anymore. I'm interested in, like, back there, like I was interested in the guy, like And the girl, like, I wanted that story to keep going. This was the one that was interesting
the
me.
father figure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do gotta admit that did seem like a much stronger storyline.
Yeah.
And I think it seemed like that because we knew what his storyline would be, right? You know the arc of that storyline. Whereas a kid, we obviously at that point in the movie we didn't know where it was going, and then also the movie was very understated, right? Without anyone like,
because as soon as it did that cut where it cuts to him being older,
yeah,
it turns into like this homosexual hood fairy tale where it's like, oh, that guy that's your best friend, he's bisexual, and they fall in love kind of, and then he's never with another person, and then they meet up later and he's like, I was never with any other man, I've been waiting for you, and then they end up falling in love together again or something at the end, and then it's kind of like this weird happy ending.
I disagree.
For a character that deserves a tragic ending to like
I don't think the character deserves a tragic ending, and I'll tell you why. Because you were saying like how it's this pathway leading to, you know, evil, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
And so he shouldn't have this happy ending where he's like rewarded for it. There should be consequence to this lifestyle that led him down this pathway, right?
Yeah.
Like that should. But see, I don't think and I think that's why it's so honest. I don't think that was it. I think that's how it is when you grow up in the hood, and you know, good people do bad things, bad people are bad people. But you know, to show that this is how you need to, that's how it is out there.
Yeah.
It's not really good, it's not bad necessarily. That's just how it is. And you know, you could live like that 9-to-5 job out there, probably work like 10 to 12 hours a day, every day, and then until you retire, can't support yourself. And that's one life. Yeah. Or you could be, you know, slinging drugs, maybe pimping it out. And if you do that, then you can kind of get out of the hood. You know, you can actually, instead of just trying to have enough money to survive, you'll have enough money to live.
I guess I wasn't getting any of that from the movie when I watched it.
I think that's what Juan's character represented.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, definitely. Just that notion right there. Yeah.
Because I felt like they were always just going to be trapped there in the hood anyway.
Well, a lot of people get stuck there. Maybe that is part of the story.
Well, yeah, that's part of Juan's story, though, is that, you know, that was it for him. But he could at least have an extremely beautiful lifestyle for it, you know?
My feeling was at the end of the movie, he had gotten to the top of the game, just like
Juan,
the character from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And then we know that doesn't end well because he died randomly off screen.
Well, see, that's probably maybe foreshadowing Chiron. That was his name, Chiron? Chiron's future.
I guess. I don't know.
You know, and I don't think he necessarily had it good because, he gets to the top as a way to live hard. You know, he became hard when he says he moved to Georgia.
Yeah.
So that was just a means of survival. And that was, you know, he was a observant, smart kid. So that was a means of surviving, not being a slave to work, and then, you know, not being some cheap gang member.
I think it's kind of, this movie in a way kind of has the Lady Bird effect to me, where that movie isn't like made for me. Does that make sense?
I see.
Yeah.
You
like
don't relate to it.
Lady Bird is like a movie for like every like young adult female.
Yeah, definitely speaks to females.
And then with like, because like almost every girl that I've watched that's seen that movie is like, oh, I've had an experience like that with my mom.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, I'm not from the ghetto, or I'm not from the hood or whatever. I mean, I'm
kind of from the ghetto a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not homosexual. Like all these things. Like, all these things, maybe a little bit gay, but you know, I only sucked dick a couple times. But yeah, it's like I can respect the movie for like, that's why maybe I only really like the first act, because to me that's what was the truest part, and that's what resonated the most with me, because it was like, wow, he actually found something in this guy that everyone was like, this is one tough badass motherfucker, blah blah blah, like, you don't fuck with that guy. And then he like takes him out to the ocean, and it's like beautiful and serene. The music is like,
really awesome.
I need to see that movie. I didn't.
The music is really nice, and he's just like, you just kind of float with the water, like float with the waves, and like maybe that like pushes forward the theme of the movie, like his dialogue there.
Okay, well, I have a question. Since you said that
pregnant?
I feel my roles.
the baby roll.
Yeah.
Like,
but
no more beer.
Okay, you said you didn't like Moonlight because you didn't relate to it.
No, I didn't like Moonlight because the second and third parts kind of felt cheap to me compared to the first part. Like, I felt like there was everything was kind of happening weirdly. Like, everything just happened kind of weird in the second and third half, in my opinion. Because like the second half, it's just like, okay, he like hits this kid with a chair. Like, what does he hit him with?
He punches him with a chair?
Yeah, with a chair.
Yeah, he hits him with a chair, and then like he goes to juvie, and then that's where the story ends. After making out with the guy at the ocean.
Nice.
With his friend. And then it cuts forward to the future, and like he's this badass gangster in Georgia. His mom's like in rehab, and she's all happy. And then he meets up with the guy on completely serendipitously, and was like, "Hey, I never had sex with any other dudes. Well, I had a wife and a kid, I think." And then it's like, "Let's make out, bro." And that's kind of, I know that's like a very huge disservice to the movie, but that's what I left with from the film.
Well, I will.
So maybe all the gay hood rats will love that movie.
They're just secretly watching it. But isn't that like a sucky thing though? Like a lot of people. Maybe this might be off topic.
Sorry, Margarita.
No,
maybe
it's
like very indicative that I think it deserves a bad tragic ending. Maybe that's a bad part. Maybe
well, I don't think it's bad because like in the hood, at least like in that culture or something, like being gay is something.
Yeah, which was very
really, bad. And like, if you have a happy ending, like, good for you, but it's rare because like their masculinity is like such a big thing.
Yeah, exactly. Margaret hit it exactly on the head. What I wanted to say is that, did it really end well? I mean, they have this, the two older guys, they have this moment at the end where they're embracing their love. They're doing it. Well, not doing it, but
Yeah.
The love, they're all about it.
Yeah.
But then it ends. Yeah. It doesn't mean that it ends well. I mean, this is one. This is one hood ass dude who he can't be gay, and this guy, he has ex-wife and a daughter or a son.
Yeah.
He can't be gay, and they have to meet these masculine stereotypes. These masculine stereotypes that doesn't allow for that kind of thing,
Yeah.
So in reality, they have this moment and it ends on a good note because the reality is it's not going to be happy for them. They're not going to run away together.
Yeah, but I want to see the bad part.
So you think this movie ended when it was
to me,
at its prime?
The film had a very fairy tale-esque quality.
Well, he was a good kid who did deserve a happy thing to happen to him.
He took like every wrong option.
And he's probably going to die.
Do you think that happens too often, that people just end at happy endings where they don't actually end at a reality stop,
Well, with this movie in particular, no, because I think it's very clear if you really try to delve into it what's going to happen. If you try to imagine what the future is. But maybe I don't know, the Little Mermaid where he forced her to be human.
Yeah, but
it's like, how happy is she going to be?
Well,
He's
actually,
abusive.
there's because you said Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah, well, because people talk shit about all those happy ever afters, right?
It's like a thing, I think, where people just end. Where like, okay, people will be happy if it ends like this. That's it.
But it's nice to have a happy ending.
Yeah, but it's also like
I hate happy endings.
You want reality. If you're seeing,
can hate them, but they are nice. People.
If you're
like
seeing
them.
a movie that real, though, I think you want to see what the reality of that ending of the story is. I mean, most likely those people, if they came out and if they got out of the ghetto, there'd be happy ending. But they're still in the ghetto, in the hood, and like their game or whatever. Most likely they're gonna have to keep it secret.
I can understand and respect the reason the movie was such a buzz is because it's an optimistic view on a story that doesn't necessarily or ever really have an optimistic.
No, I think it's a buzz because it's a heavy subject. And instead of belittling it or coming off as superficial, it was completely understood and described in a very honest way. And I think that's what people really adhere to, is just the subject matter of the story itself.
I don't know.
I didn't see it, but from what I'm hearing, it ended happy when it should have, from what Tom wants, should have ended in a different note.
Yeah, but I don't think it should have ended in a bad note.
So, you guys ready to do the homework now?
No.
What?
What's next?
Dude, Margaret,
We need to do it.
Up.
Okay. We'll do it right now.
Did you guys hear my explanations for this shit?
Yeah.
I was like,
You were like
is this
rambling.
making sense?
It made sense to
I was just
me.
being quiet because I was like, I'll let Steven say whatever the hell he needs to say.
Where's the beginning?
It says interior.
Is it Scarlet?
Holy
interior Johnny's office.
Wait. Before Mr. Director.
Yeah.
Mr. Scriptwriter.
You gotta tell me who are my characters.
You're Johnny.
Yeah, but who is he?
Are you sure? I thought it might have been Scarlet.
Johnny is he's a rugged,
Johnny.
older private detective who's had a rough life, and
Johnny's rugged
and
older.
He finally found some love in the young Scarlet, but she had another man, so Johnny takes care of that.
Who's Scarlet then?
Scarlet's like a young, up-and-coming, hopeful person that wants to be like an actress in Hollywood, and
Just kidding.
could never find the means, so she kind of settled up with this guy named Vince, who treated her in all the wrong ways, beat her, violent, asshole kind of guy.
Okay.
And this is, she came to Johnny for help, and it started an illicit love affair type thing. And this is where we come into the story, at the end of the story.
Okay, so do you want us to ask questions before or after? Like, how'd you come up with this story?
Yeah, you can ask me after.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, yeah, wouldn't you ask him after when you have...
Okay.
I'm just saying.
So that the audience will know what the story's about. Okay, so, are you guys ready?
See.
Interior, Johnny's office, night. The rain can be heard dancing off the roof.
I'm hearing rain with these fucking dogs, man.
They're just adding the sound effects.
Yeah.
Okay, they're the
Oh, you want sound effects?
No.
Oh.
The rain can be heard dancing off the roof as Johnny, 38, steps into his office. It's dark except for the couple flashes of lightning. Johnny is wearing a trench coat and a fedora, which is soaked. He closes the door to his office and turns, facing his coat rack, which he places his trench coat.
All right. Let me take a moment.
Johnny sounds sexy.
What?
I said Johnny.
He sounds sexy?
Yeah, it says like he's wearing a trench coat. I mean, I don't like fedoras, but I'll give it a pass. But he's
very classic Dick Tracy.
He's Dick Tracy. How should I sound, buddy? I don't.
Is you're acting? Let me know.
Hey, I'm Johnny.
No, like a little less like 80-year-old smoker.
Oh, fuck!
Lighten it up a little bit.
That felt perfect to me, man.
Okay.
I felt the character right there. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Think Humphrey Bogart.
Who's Humphrey?
Hey, kid.
Yeah, literally, he says kid in here.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't read it?
I'm Johnny. No, I didn't read it. I'm just gonna do my regular voice.
Yeah,
man. I sound nerdy.
Okay.
How long you been waiting?
The lights turn on, and behind Johnny, sitting in a chair in the corner, sits a young woman, Scarlet. Her makeup is running, and she has a couple days old black eye.
Oh. I came as soon as I heard the news. What have you done, Johnny?
Scarlet's crying intensifies.
Hey, kid. Could you act a little better? You fucking suck.
Hey,
Anyways.
that's not in the lines. I'm sorry. I'll try.
Anyways, kid, come on, try to talk here. I'll do what needed to be done. Nothing more. A man that beats on his wife doesn't deserve to keep breathing.
Johnny takes open his suit jacket and pulls out his revolver and places it on the desk. A sign saying private detective flashes in the lightning.
I love you, Scarlet. I know it's wrong and I shouldn't have gotten mixed up in all this, but that piece of shit took it too far.
Johnny pours himself a glass of cheap scotch he keeps hidden in his third drawer. He pulls another glass for Scarlet. He walks over and hands it to her. She drinks it slowly.
You know I love you, Johnny. But Vince, part of me loved him too.
You can love a piece of shit that beats on you and doesn't let you live your dream? You couldn't find a way out, so I made one.
Johnny, what do you expect me to do? Leave the city with you? Be on the run? What kind of dream is that? What kind of life?
Scarlet places her drink on the table, and she stands up. She reaches to slap Johnny, but he catches her hand and pulls her close, and starts to kiss her.
Come here, baby.
After a moment, after a moment, she pulls away and feels something warm and sticky on her hand. Johnny's
Oh no.
blood.
Oh, okay, good.
Afraid not, kid. The story ends with you. I'm leaving everything I got to you. So take the cash and move to LA and become that actress you always dreamed to be. I know you can do it. You got a lot of heart, and I wish I could have just once seen you on that stage holding some flowers. I would have gotten for you. Sorry, I didn't mean to pause there.
That's fine.
But that's not the end I was doubted.
Johnny opens his coat more. He has stab wounds around his side and back, his white button-up soaking with blood. Scarlet falls into her chair crying.
You goddamn fool, Johnny. You goddamn fool. This isn't life. I wanted for us. This isn't how I wanted to go. Don't die on me.
That is the most emotion Marguerite's ever felt in her whole life. That is the most emotion she's ever expressed.
Johnny.
God damn it, woman. I had a burp. Shut your mouth. You don't get to choose. This is a man's world and I do what I can for you. As a man, you bitch. Now leave before the cops get here. I don't want you to get involved in this.
No, Johnny. I want to stay with you.
Johnny walks carefully over to the door and opens it, and weakly holds his hand up, ushering Scarlet out. She stops in the doorway and gives him one long last kiss. The kiss is followed by a great streak of lightning, and Scarlet leaves. Johnny walks over to his desk, sits and finishes glass. He leans back and closes his eyes. With a bitter smile, fade out.
Clap, 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 clap.
Clap, 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 clap.
All right, so that was the
You know what this kind of reminded me of? Because I used to listen to a podcast during peak. And what peak is, so everyone knows, is like it's during like Christmas or Halloween, and where everyone just like buys stuff online. So we have to stay there for like 12 hours at a warehouse. But anyways, I used to listen to a podcast where they would just read the No Sleep on Reddit.
Yeah.
And you just hear them reenact the people's scripts, and like that's kind of what it reminded me of. And I was like, hey, I'm kind of into this. This is really fun. But except there wasn't like ad lib where people are all like laughing and like stuff like that. But I think that adds something.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I do gotta ask you, Mr. Director. Now, with mine and Margarita's performance, would you cast us in your movie?
Of course.
Yeah, we did it, Steven.
High five!
Of course, you guys would have some very exciting extra roles.
Oh.
No. Of course, you would be my Johnny and Scarlet.
How was my Johnny? Did he?
I like.
Did I
Johnny.
capture who he was?
Yeah.
I captured.
I feel
captured
like
his spirit and everything.
Yeah, I liked it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was too me.
To you?
Yeah, I don't know how to.
I am Margarita. I feel emotion. Ah!
I am from Planet Robot.
Oh man, I'm funny.
Yeah, definitely.
We can cut that. The whole I'm funny part. I'm just kidding.
So that was what I wrote. You said you had a question or something?
Oh yeah, how'd you come up with the story? Because it was actually like it was so like LA noir kind of stuff.
I just wrote it this morning.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, mine took like a whole day.
I was like, shit, I need to write something. So I wanted to do like a love story for you two.
Oh.
And
let's get it on.
And then I just love those old like noir films.
Oh, I know. When you showed us Casablanca, like that's the first time I've ever seen all of it. I fell in love with it. I was like, this is such a good movie.
Yeah, that's like it's in like my top 3 favorite movies of all time for sure.
Oh wow.
Where does it rank?
It's probably number 2.
What's number 1?
Karate Kid.
Oh yeah, we all
get
know
the
that.
fuck out.
No, it's probably The Fountain.
Number 1.
Yeah.
The Fountain. What is that?
Holy shit, man.
The Fountain's a movie. It's like 3 different parallel stories that are being told at the same time about a man that falls in love, or his wife is dying, and then she's writing a book, and then part of the story is him reading the end of her book, and then another part of the story is him dealing with her dying, and the third part is like a version of him in the like super far future, and where he never really dealt with her death, and he's like literally traveling. He like essentially discovered immortality right after she died, and he's immortal, and he's traveling on this floating tree.
Oh shit! Do
Traveling
I want to
into a
know all
star.
this? You're giving away the whole movie, bro.
That's the premise.
No, it's
You
fine.
literally just told the whole movie.
That's the premise.
Okay, when it comes to movies, what kind of movies do you guys lean towards most? Like, for
Not
me,
shit.
I think like I'm hearing Tom's top 3 movies, and it sounds like he leans more towards like romance. Besides Karate Kid,
Karate
It's kind
Kid's
of
a
a
romance.
it is.
Yeah.
You fuck this. Fucking a Daniel-san.
Yeah, so my top 3, so it'd probably The Fountain, Casablanca, and then probably Pulp Fiction.
Hmm.
Pulp Fiction number 3 for you?
Yeah.
What about you, Steven? What are your
Really?
top 3?
It's either Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs.
I don't really have a top 3. It fluctuates. I've said Babe. I've said Shawshank.
You are serious
I've
about
said-
Babe?
Yeah, Children of Men.
Maybe Blade. Oh, Children of Men. Ooh.
And I think there was one other one, but I can't think of it right now.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. I love a good romance. Okay.
No, it's cool. Like that's like the biggest thing right through movies is like boy meets girl or now
I love failed romance movies.
Why is that,
I
Tom?
don't know.
failed. Like they just
Because like in The Fountain, he loses his wife, and
Casablanca.
Jesus
Casablanca.
Christ, could you tell me any more?
that's the whole plot of the
And
movie.
now you're gonna spoil Casablanca?
Yeah.
If you
Oh
haven't
my
seen,
god.
Spoilers for a movie that is literally 80 years old almost. I think it came out in like 1942. It is almost literally 80.
Monster.
He doesn't end up with the girl. He sacrifices for the greater good.
wait, how is Karate Kid a love story? Is it just like a love for karate?
I told
or
you,
something?
Master Miyagi fucks Danielson.
Oh,
Well, he has a girlfriend that he falls in love with.
he does.
No.
That then they break up, and then he realizes he was in the wrong, and they get back together.
It's a movie about man-boy love.
Man, boy, love. Oh, so this is what is it? Call Me by Your Name.
Yes, it was the first Call Me by Your
So
Name.
how did you guys like that? The whole script reading thing.
I
Was
liked
that
it.
fun?
That
I
was
thought it was
cool.
fun.
That was cool.
Yeah. Sorry that we suck.
Yeah, sorry I didn't convey your...
No, you
Johnny.
guys did completely fine.
Every time I spoke, you just looked at me and your eyebrow twitched.
His eyebrow.
Yeah.
That's my Parkinson's.
Oh,
Early onset.
Okay.
So yeah. Did you guys want to get into the main discussion? You guys ready for that?
yeah, definitely.
Okay, so our main discussion for this week is going to be talking about putting a crew together and the difficulties of doing that with little to no budget and the reliance on friends and things like that. So the first question I'm going to ask, and then we'll just go around discussing each topic. There's like 6 bullet points, or 8. I'll get into them quickly. So, what are the main challenges as a low to no budget filmmaker for putting together a crew? Margarita.
Keeping them together. I mean, like
Yeah.
you really don't have anything to keep them. Like you're not paying them. I mean, you could be if you're like low budget, but like how much money is that to compared to like all the time that they're giving you?
Okay.
And like I think for us, we were like
so like reliance.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
like a big problem.
yeah.
Oh,
I think we were super lucky to have people to work with us that dedicated so much time to us. I think you guys were pretty lucky because I've worked on some stuff where people are all like, I don't want to do this anymore. Bye. And then if we lose that person, we lose a hand or something. And then
I mean, we definitely lost people.
yeah, but like the thing is that we have people who were able to cover those people.
Okay.
Like we had enough dedication. What the hell, Steve? He just looked at me and he was like, his eyes were wide. Just
Steven is Johnny Depp's character from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas right now.
Oh, yes, it was.
But yeah, I think it's kind of one of those things where we're just like, I don't think we've experienced yet what it feels to have someone just leave us, you know? Like we had people who were actually dedicated and like trusted at least you guys enough to know that this is gonna get done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steven, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, yeah, I think Margarita touched on it, and I would just say a little bit before that, and chime off me if you want, but just finding people that you can actually trust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, people that you are being realistic about, you're being honest with yourself of who they are,
Yeah.
not because of their status to you.
Yeah.
And getting those people figured out. And then, that'll probably just give you like a couple spots.
Yeah.
And then all the other important stuff, then you got to find people.
Yeah.
And then, you got to kind of delegate what's the most important job to the least and kind of find people like that. Like, okay, well, if this person cancels, well, that job's not too important.
Okay.
You just kind of really got to, just struggle with
What about
it.
like, I think to me, because when I was thinking about this, one of the main challenges I think is that you kind of have to pick and choose where people's strengths are.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's say like we have Margarita, right? We know that she would been good in like set directing, things like that. But then we were like, hey, we need you to do AD.
Yeah.
Right.
Failed.
So like that's a challenge where I think it's like you have to ask people to step out of their comfort zone and their knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Which we'll get into more of like inexperience and how that kind of rolls into things. So, describe what you expect in a production meeting, Stephen. Like what kind of goes on there? Like what do you think? Because those are something that I think are easy to not have enough of, or something like that. Like you definitely need to meet with your people often, right?
Yeah.
For production meetings?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, because you got to convey what's going on, and everyone needs to be abreast of everyone else's kind of going ons. That way, everything's moving in as a cohesive path as possible, because then, when one person's maybe even relaying information to another person and, things could get jumbled up and confused. So you definitely need to have that. Although it could seem like a big waste of time, but it's definitely useful.
Yeah.
I think it feels like a big waste of time because I mean, I've been in meetings where I'm just like, there's no point in being here. I know what I'm doing. But I mean, there's a lot of people that take into consideration. I'm just like, oh wow, like I'm so happy like that they're actually explaining to us what we're doing, because like I was completely confused. But I feel like if you know what you're doing, you feel like you don't need the meeting. You're just like, I heard you the first time, I don't need to hear it again. Like, because I think like for production meetings, it really depends on who you're meeting with. If they know what they're doing, they're gonna feel like they don't necessarily need to be there, but they're gonna take notes anyways, kind of thing.
Well, to me, what's something that's important is in pre-production, at least, you have like you have as much time as you need to use as much time as you can to get everything as sorted out as possible. Because once you start shooting, you're not gonna really get that time again to do those meetings and things like that.
Do you think it's important to have those meetings between production?
Yeah, I think it's really important to have like at least even if it's just like even if it's once a week or every other week, just to kind of see where everyone is. Because I mean, this is something where it's kind of like where are you at? Do you have any questions, concerns, something like that? So what I think you should expect is when you go to a production meeting, like if you're not the director, producer, or whatever, let's say your costumes, you should be like, okay, I priced out these costumes. Here's the price.
Yeah.
What do you think of these colors? What do you think of this, or this? So that the director can say, this is good, and the producer's like, this is over budget, we can't do that. We have to do this, we can't do this.
Definitely.
Something like that needs to happen just so that when you do get to production, once you do get to principal photography, you're good to go. Margarita, what do you think? What does it mean to you to be a producer or leader of a project made of volunteer help? Because let's face it, you're not going to be able to afford to pay your actors for the most part, or your crew, even more so. So what does that mean to you as a leader? Like that when you know that you have this volunteer help, what do you? I think
it means a lot. It means that you have trust in people, and like I think it's also super stressful because if these people are giving you all this time in their life, basically, because I mean a lot of these people didn't have time to have their own life at the time when we were working on the movie, but it's also super stressful because if you mess that up, you lose that trust, you lose that dedication, you lose that time, and you lose that help.
Yeah.
And then what do you have after that? Like, I mean, you could find someone, but someone might be more, I don't know who you are, either you pay me or I'm not going to do this. You have people who actually love and trust you to help you enough to give up their life for you guys.
Okay. Steven, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely means the obvious, that you should be extremely grateful and you should always treat them with respect and realize that they hold all the cards. You can't call their
Yeah.
bluff on anything because if they walk away, which they easily can do, there's nothing you can do and you're done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But on the same side, you also have to understand that you shouldn't waste anyone's time.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you should make sure that you have a movie that everyone's going to be proud of. So that also includes maybe pushing them a little harder than you should necessarily sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like even though they're volunteers, you still need them there to work and to do their job. And sometimes you have to push them a little hard.
Well, that's just like a more like a matter of respect, right? Like you're pushing them because you're also pushing yourself, and that you are expecting the same level of commitment out of them as they are for you. Because to me, what it means to be like the leader or the producer or whatever title you want to say it is, you're the flagship of the project in a lot of ways. So you need to be the one pushing the optimism and like the esprit de corps. Like you need to be the one that's like, hey, let's do this. It's going to be great if we all just stick together and do it. Because I feel like the biggest issue, and this is something that we run into a lot, is a lot of people just stop thinking they're part of the project. Because they're like, oh, we're making your and Steven's movie. And I'm like, no, this is definitely just as much your movie as it is ours. Like, yes, we are, we're helming this, but trust me, without you, there is no movie. Like, so we need you. Like, it's just as much as your project. You're collaborating. That's the hardest part of it.
Well, I just think like most of the time it's like, okay, in most of your life, these people were just your friends or your equals or whatever. And then when it gets to this, you become a little bit above them. You got to tell them what to do. They have to ask you for permission because it is our movie, but it does lead up to you guys to like, what do you want from us? So I think when it comes to that point, it's like, okay, we've been friends for how long? And then we've been equals for how long? And then when this project comes along, you get frustrated. And you're
We've
like,
never been equals.
Thanks, Tom.
What?
But yeah, it comes to that point because Luis, our only listener, when I did stage management for some of the theater things we've done, when I'm like, oh, Luis, can you do this, and then tell this person to get this, and this, he would sometimes get frustrated with me. He was all like, people aren't used to being told what to do by you. We're not usually like, hey, Luis, go get us our drinks or something, or like do this a specific way, because then like it becomes like an issue. And that's why I think it's so hard to work with friends or family, because they're just like, why are you telling me what to do? That's not, your position in my life. It's like, yeah, but right now we're working on a project. It's different.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of something hard.
Isn't that more on them?
No,
like
but it's also
stick out of their ass.
Yeah, but it's something that it's just something like, if I start telling you what to do, you don't necessarily.
If you're in a position that you are allowed to tell me what to do.
Yeah, but like, let's say you're not used to that, like if I told you like, hey, Tom, I need you to get this, and that, and I need you to get this done by this time. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be something in your head and be like, why are you being so bossy? But at the same time, it's like you have to be able to let those things mix.
Okay.
And like let yourself be like, okay, he is the director to this project. So that does mean I have to listen to this person. And I think that's just kind of what makes people like.
So, Margarita, let me ask you this.
Okay.
In our production, Tom and I were writer, director, producers of the film.
Uh-huh.
And you were the assistant director.
Mm-hmm.
So, with how much we told everyone that this wasn't just our project, it was everyone's project, did that ever resonate in you? Did you ever feel like, this is our project, or did you just feel like it was only mine and Tom's?
No, I don't think it was just only your project, but I also knew that it wasn't, I don't know how to word this, but I know it wasn't our project. Like at the end, you guys had control. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something people did have to realize. And a lot of people actually got frustrated because you guys were like, this is your project as well. And they'd be like, okay, what color do you want the walls? And I'm like, just it's your room. Paint the walls the color you feel fit. I'm like, I mean, I get how you guys saw that.
You're contradicting yourself.
What do you mean?
So, wait, just go ahead and continue.
No, how am I contradicting myself?
Because so someone comes up and asks us, what color do you want to paint the walls? And we're like, you can go ahead and pick. Isn't that the opposite of what you were saying?
Of what?
That we were like, it has to be this way.
No, I'm saying that if there was a hypothetical, like that's how people would react. They're like, why are they telling me to do something when they're not supposed to? Like in their mindset, that's how they were. I'm not saying you guys were like that. A lot of the time, you guys were more. I know a lot of the time you guys were more like, oh, you're designing the room. How do you see it? Yeah, but in reality,
that's why we picked people. Like,
yeah, but in reality, like that's not how movies really go. Like you need to know what.
But how do they know? They're not professional.
That's why we're asking you guys. We're not professionals. How do you guys want your movie?
Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of the time you guys were like, it's your room, you design it, I'm okay with whatever. I'm like, but it's not necessarily our room, it's your script, your movie. We're helping you guys on our movie. But at the end, it leads up to you guys to make the basically
I think it's also
decisions,
important as the leader to be able to delegate some of that authority to like your art director, your blah, 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 like anything. It's like, because if I have to be like, I want the walls to be blue, I want him to have this, this, and this, and then it's like, well, I'm just doing that job. Why are you here? I'm
not saying that you guys choose a color, but it's just kind of like, is this okay?
Well,
you guys like this color.
The thing I see about it is that it was also kind of trying to encourage you guys to have your input and you pick. And then when we go and we like kind of have that production meeting, and like, hey, do you like this? We'll be like, oh, you know what? Let's change that to this and let's keep that. That's a really good idea. And then, it's like, it's your thing, but we're just kind of perfecting it to what
you guys envision.
Vision. Yeah. And I think that's why some of the times we were like, yeah, just go with what you want, because we knew later on we were going to get together and we're going to be like, oh no, we need to change this. But
like when you say we got together, we never really.
Well, my problem was we were never
together.
A lot. I mean, this is just coming from personal experiences. A lot of people were coming up to us and asking us what we wanted, but they had no idea what the hell we were even talking about, or they didn't read the script.
Oh, that's exactly what we wanted. I think a big problem.
Like that, and we'll get into that.
Well, did you read that script? Can you blame them?
Yeah, it was one of those things. Like, did you read the script? Or like, kind of. I'm like, you're supposed to study. Like, that's one of the biggest things. I think it's like you're supposed to study the script.
Yeah, you need to study it.
Yeah, you do need it. You need to know the material you're working with. I mean,
we went through all this effort of doing a script breakdown so you wouldn't have to read everything, and yet still we were getting constantly questioned stuff that.
Well, I take breakdowns as in like what are those cliff notes on the internet? Like you're not gonna actually know the story. You're just gonna know little bits. Like if you want like this description and how it's supposed to feel and how this person's
feeling. You're gonna know what you need to know.
Yeah, but if you want to know what you need to know. Yeah,
we're doing the breakdown so we are literally highlighting to you.
Yeah.
Just reference. Are you in this? No? Okay, I won't worry.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, so it's like, do I need to know anything about this scene? Is your department highlighted in anything in there? No. Then shut the fuck up. Move on. So, moving on.
Okay.
Often when gathering people to help you, when you're gathering from a pool of friends or some strangers you may not know, you don't get professional or even capable people. What are some steps to help those people not suck ass?
I said Google. Because I Google everything. I'm just like, I don't know how to do this. So I'll be like
encourage them to kind of like do some tutorials, research.
Yeah, research. I think that's like the biggest thing. It's like, okay, you might not know how to do this, but like I'm just as new as you are. I don't know how to explain it to you. We can both Google it together. We could study, but like most of it's just like if you're new.
Initiative.
Yeah, you like just start Googling. I mean, like I do it all the time at work or like when I was in theater. I've been like, what the hell did she just say? I'll take my phone out. We all have phones now. Just Google it real quick and be like, okay, I get it. I guess.
Honestly, that's like pretty much my whole thing about that segment too. Is like most people volunteered for their job. At least I feel. Some people we asked in particular. So if we asked you to be like AD, or if we asked you to be lighting or something, you should probably watch some tutorials and practice with the equipment, things like that.
When I was AD, I try to research. It's like you have to do this, and that. And I'm just like, okay, Steven's doing the scheduling. You're doing this. You're doing that. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I was so confused.
No, what you were supposed to do. Well, one thing you could have done was just know the timetable and know who would be needed and which scene coming up.
Okay,
and so that's
another
that, you know.
Another thing that did happen, because like in the beginning I was asking you guys, I'm like, oh, we have to get this scene done soon because this scene's coming up.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, definitely letting us know of time because that's extremely important, but also just knowing that, okay, this scene is next. So regardless of when they finish, if it's on time or not, this needs to be ready to go.
Yeah, and that's what I would, in the beginning. I mean, we were all learning, so it's fine if you guys, like, we were like, we know. Because I would go into the room when you guys were, like, kind of taking a break, and I'd be like, hey, you guys, this scene's next. We need to get there next if you want to stay on schedule. And most of the times, I mean, I know you guys are frustrated. Like, making a movie is so frustrating. Like, at one point I was like, man, if these guys weren't my friends, I wouldn't be here right now, like.
Well, thank you, Margarita,
yeah,
by the way.
But, like, a lot of the times, just, like, I would tell you guys in the beginning, I'd be like, oh, this scene's next. You guys would be like, we know that. We see the schedule. And I'm like, okay. And I would do it kind of not constantly, but I would do it. And then I'd be like, I kind of just give up at that point. I'm like, you guys are doing it on your own, doing the scheduling on your own. So I'm just going to see what other people need. And that's why I kind of felt like I didn't do AD properly. And then when I saw Sean doing it, he was like, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I was like, okay, I see him doing it, but like nothing's happening because we're still working on this one scene. This person's getting ready, but he has to stay in his costume or whatever for like 3 hours after what we did. And like, it was just like a timing thing. And then after that, I was just like, I'm not gonna trouble them because we're all learning and you guys are still learning how to manage the time. And by the end, you guys were actually pretty good.
Bruh, we ain't learning. We're pros, all right?
No,
we're masters.
This is a learning thing. This would be you should.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just one of those things.
All right, so we're back.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to Twin Shells Podcast number 3. So Steven.
Sorry.
This is something that came up for us personally.
Yeah.
And this is something I really still don't really know how to deal with too well. I'm going to see if you have a better take on this. Is how to handle someone not showing up or living up to the potential of the project.
Well, I mean, I think you definitely want to try to reach out to them and just get them back on board, right? Corral them to be a part of the project.
So open communication.
Yeah.
Call them in, explain what's going on. Yeah,
definitely. But, unfortunately in an amateur small budget production, you probably won't have that luxury of I have no idea what I was going to say.
I know. But I had a teacher actually ask me the same question you guys are asking yourselves.
What'd you answer?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought Steven still wanted to go. No, because me and Luis, again, our only listener, Yeah,
it's not funny anymore.
Huh?
Jesus Christ, man. Holy shit.
I'm kidding.
No, I don't want to say it anymore. You guys forget you guys.
Don't say you guys. I'm innocent.
Steven's innocent. I said it. So, Margarita, you were saying?
Okay. So, she came up to me and Luis this one time because we were in a club together. And she noticed that we were like the main two that kind of stayed and we worked on the projects and we didn't ask for anything in return. We weren't that like big in the club. We just went to every single event. We worked on it like all the time. You weren't
big into the club. You just went to every single event and worked on it.
It's like we weren't like we were members, but we weren't like president or treasurer or something.
Right, you weren't important.
Yeah, exactly. So she came up to us this one time, and she was all like, "Why do you guys stay in the club? Like, what motivates you? Because I want to know." So
because you guys are like too afraid to quit.
No. But like she asked us.
You're too afraid to speak up for yourself, so you just keep.
That's probably literally the reason.
Well, she was asking us. She was all like, "Why? Like, why do you guys stay? Like, what motivates you guys? Why do you guys work so hard when like nothing's really given in return? You know? I mean, like at that point, because after we left, they started giving out like points for like if you gather enough points, you get a free ticket to go to a show somewhere." Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, but that was after we left, so we were never offered anything. So she asked us. And we were just like, we don't know. The club? Yeah, I left the club. Yeah, after Rocky Horror, me and Luis.
I feel like there's a lot of miscontext here.
What do you mean?
So wait, you guys were in the club, you worked really hard. She asked you guys why you worked really hard for no reason, then you left?
Okay, but like we left because
and when you left, she said, "Here's some free tickets."
How dare
anyway?
you ask me questions?
We left because it was already time for us to get out of the college. But anyways, so she asked us this question, and I really didn't know. I was just like, I don't know. We just stay because we stayed. But then I think it's
so you didn't even stay because you like were passionate about it or wanted to learn. You just stayed because you literally just.
So I basically said they just didn't speak up.
Well, I wasn't necessarily passionate about it. I mean, like it was fun, but like we didn't really have any motivation to stay there. And then,
but you stayed.
But we stayed because it was. Yeah, well, that's what I'm asking. It was one of those things like I didn't want to fail someone.
Oh.
You know, and I think you have to have that mindset. You don't want to like, you know, if you're working a team. And if you don't do something,
you don't want to fail the team.
You don't want to fail the team. So I think that was one of the main things that me and Luis did. I mean, I would stay there like for, I don't know, freaking hours working on a set, painting it, you know? And I'm not getting paid for this. You know, I'm not really making any new friends out of this. I've known these people for a long time. But also at the same time, I don't want to be a disappointment. And I think that's something that maybe during like this kind of time where you're not paying them or you're all like, why are you giving us this dedication? It's like, I've known you for so long. I don't want to disappoint you. And I don't want you one day, if you have a project with me, to disappoint me.
Oh, so you're doing it for yourself.
No, but I'm saying it's kind of like a team thing. At least I had an answer. Just kidding.
Hey.
You're over there flying.
Yeah, I am.
I'm trying to give...
I really appreciate your participation in this discussion. Is it annoying when I sound like that, talk like that?
Yeah, especially when you make me feel invalid.
You're Mindhunters right there.
Sometimes I feel like I have to string big words together so people know I'm not retarded.
Woo! You sound like a broken cart.
You're
like
so fucked up, yeah.
It's like,
no, but Margaret, I really do appreciate you sharing that. Thank you,
Tom.
I appreciate who talks like that.
I do.
No one talks like that.
I talk like that. I'm a person. That's why I was asking if it was annoying.
What about your guys' things? Like, how do you motivate someone?
No one's asking me any questions.
I'm asking you right now.
I've literally just been asking questions.
Well, for me, it's hard to motivate anyone to stay with you, especially if you don't have money.
Honestly, I just say fuck them because I hate people. And
so if you have a whole crew,
I mean, it's hard for me to even put on shoes in the morning.
That's depression.
So if I'm gonna reach out to someone that doesn't give a shit anymore, I don't know if I have the energy or effort to do that.
So how do you think you kept?
It just kind of breaks my heart, and then I hate that person for the rest of my life.
Okay, but how do you think you kept? How do you feel like? How do you think you kept the crews that you've worked with? How do you think they've stayed with you for this long? I'm just a good motivator. But you just said you don't care if you motivated them. I hate both of you. I'm not drunk enough for this.
Well, then fucking drink.
I'm trying. Okay.
God damn it. Ooh, I think something's hitting Tom now.
I'm a natural born leader, okay? It's just a state of fact.
So you think it's just how you are as a person that people stick with you?
Sure. I honestly don't know. If I knew, I mean, maybe I could be the next Hitler.
You actually do have a lot of people who stick with you for a long time. Do you realize that?
Because I'm like Jesus, dude.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Steven?
People become very loyal to me because I give myself to everybody, and I really like you guys. So.
Oh, what about you, Steven?
What?
How do you get people to stick with you? How do you motivate them to keep going with your ideas and stuff without actually like how most people stay with money? How do you keep
Sucking
them?
dick's pretty good.
Yeah, but you guys don't do that.
Well,
As far as I
that?
know.
I mean, I guess it's really trust and faith.
Yeah.
You have to know who you can really trust to be there for you when you need, and then get people who, and people like, all down the line, and then just have faith that they all will stick with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's kind of just the people around you, and that's the thing about films. Films aren't just a singular thing; they're a collaboration. They can't exist without anyone else.
Yeah, it's true. It's damn true. So be nice to people.
Damn right, sister.
That was
all right. So, what is everyone's perspective on what it means to collaborate and complete a film? Steven, do you want to start us off, buddy?
Well, as much credit as the above the line people get, it really is a collaboration, like I was saying.
Absolutely.
And it can't be done without everyone. And, that's every single person from the extras to the PAs. So, that's how I really see a film. It's just a collection of literally everything.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's like there's almost like a poetic response that you can, right there. Like,
did that
did
that not make any sense?
Yeah, it's like a collection of everyone's art is combined to join in this one.
That's true.
Beautiful piece.
Yeah.
Even if you made Sharknado 9, like
it
took a lot of people to make Sharknado.
And if you were all in it together, you all felt it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of times
everyone contributes a bit of themselves to the project.
I think you guys did a good job on choosing who to do what. I mean, let's say for the jog at night.
Yeah.
You chose me for the cooking because I'm like, I want to do that, like, or in set design because I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But that was my choice. And then you chose like Alex because he really likes photography. You chose John Reed because he knows how to direct and see what he sees in photography. You guys chose strengths in this. I hate you both.
Did you just say John Reed's a director?
No, I said for the photography.
You like John Reed because he directs.
Well, you guys chose the right people for the right job, and they have passion and motivation for that certain area. You're not gonna choose someone like,
oh no,
like, I don't know, like just some random person.
Names are gonna get named.
No, I said some random person that wants to do. They're all like, yeah, I don't mind if I do photography, DP or something, or just like cool
DP.
And later on, they're just gonna be like, I don't know what you want me to do with this. It's like, oh damn, like I thought you wanted to do this. I'm like, yeah, I thought, but no, I don't. You chose people who know what they want to do. Like they have some kind of motivation behind it. I think that's what you guys chose well on that. And you're lucky you have a group of friends that are artsy fartsy.
I didn't do anything. I just jerked off a lot.
Can I have your job next time, then?
Yeah.
Oh wait, in this social climate, can't jerk off on set anymore.
I know, dude.
Like, what the fuck?
Took away my last favorite
Just
privilege.
Go to the bathroom.
Well, yeah, you're still like around though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be like,
if you get caught jerking off in the bathroom, you get George Michael, man.
George Michael.
Yeah.
So, yep, there's our discussion somewhat on Cruise.
Yeah, it was stupid. I'm just
you guys, so for like gathering the crew, do you guys like pull from friends, family, stuff like that? Like everyone you can get a hold of?
Yeah.
Well, you definitely want to go with the people that you can trust, that deep down, all honesty, not letting, anything get into it, just being realistic, who you can trust. And then, you go to strangers if you can, because they're a little easier to work with, and then, friends and family, and hopefully get the best
So, are
that
you
you
saying
can.
you'd rather work with strangers than friends and family?
Yeah, I definitely think it's easier to work with strangers than people you know.
Because there's like a barrier, like a layer there. Like
There's a level, well, yeah, like a barrier, you know. Whereas like a friend or family, they're close to you, so they feel like they can, well, you know,
fuck around
fuck
or
around, not listen to you, talk back to you all the time. Whereas a stranger will just kind of go with the hierarchy, you know.
yeah.
Okay, well, with you guys working with, friends, family,
Plus, they don't
and
know
strangers, how do you think that worked out for you guys?
Working with the friends and family,
Yeah,
Well,
and
if-
strangers. I mean, you had strangers as the actors, you know?
it went well when we chose well,
It was
but
still rough.
but there were also people we knew it would be rough with, and it was extremely rough. And then there was a few surprises, you know, where it was
Yeah, that one time the test came back positive.
So what felt easier, like working with friends and family or the strangers?
Strangers.
Yeah? Why?
Well, one, because there's no level of expectation there already,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know enough about them,
Yeah.
and so there gives you a chance to be like wowed by them
Mm-hmm.
or their knowledge. Like your friends and family are for the most part probably stupid as fuck. So I don't know how much help you're gonna get there. Yeah, I'm pretty fucked up right now.
Oh man, me too, brother.
Yeah, I'm feeling like crossfaded as shit.
So
I
what's her
feel
homework?
like I am literally in Gumby land.
So it's gonna be your script next week that we will
Yes.
read.
All right, I like that homework.
I might change it a little bit.
Go ahead.
I
You
have
can
it
even
right
make it
here.
a little longer if we're
Yeah.
gonna only do one.
Because look it's just one page.
Okay.
I didn't know we...
Wait, wasn't it only supposed to be one page? And Tom had to show off and do 2 page? You motherfucker.
You didn't even write one, so you really showed off.
Yeah, it
Fuck
says one
you, dude.
page, yeah.
Oh, he turned it right around instantly. I had no time to protect myself.
That's what they call me, fat witty guy.
Is that what they call you?
No,
Numbers.
no one's ever called him anything
Witty.
except
Fat weirdy guy. Gross, disgusting, fuck, pig man, buttfucker, dumbass,
I would.
shithead,
That sounds more appropriate. That sounds familiar.
bucktooth piece of shit, cocksucker.
Hey, now you're being offensive to some people, okay?
I love cocksuckers. Honestly, they're my favorite people in the world.
Thank
Right,
you. I'm
Marina?
just kidding. That's why I just said thank you.
Wait, so are we all done with cast and crew?
Well, those are all the questions that we had.
Yeah, did you have anything you wanted to bring up regarding cruise?
No.
Well, then we're done.
If you can make it all.
All right.
So, to bring it all up, the next episode will be about writing and good habits for finishing a script.
That's fun.
So anyone have anything else they want to finish off with? Margarita, you want to...
We should end with our
you wanna,
exit song. I don't know what that's called. Outro song. There we go.
All right.
believe in you. Another world. A lot of people are sticking around. Twin Shadows
Podcast.
When you're all alone and you're waiting for a friend, close
wait.
your eyes and a twin shadow comes in your butt.
The end.